Good morning. It's 7:02 on this Tuesday, August 27th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. Here we are on a Tuesday, and welcome you to our program presented by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. We'll be featuring the city of Mount Juliet today, as we do this particular Tuesday each month. And before we do that, it's time for today's Health Minute, brought to you by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. Being prepared for a health emergency can make all the difference in a life-threatening situation. Before an emergency strikes, create a list of friends and family members who can drive you to the hospital if needed. Keep an up-to-date medication list stored on your phone or in your wallet so clinicians can accurately provide the right care and medicine. Symptoms that indicate a health emergency include severe chest pain, signs or symptoms of stroke, major trauma such as a head injury, severe pain of any kind, and abrupt changes in mental status. When it comes to your health, it's always best to play it safe. And for more information, visit VanderbiltWilsonCountyHospital.com. Again, a reminder of life's essential 8. Eat better, be more active, quit tobacco, get healthy sleep, manage weight, control cholesterol, manage blood sugar, and manage blood pressure. And one final reminder this morning, coming up on September 27th, it's Sips and Sounds of September with hit songwriters Emily Shackleton, Kelly Archer, and Carly Schmidt. September 27th, 6 to 9 p.m. at the Rural Hill Farm, 9400 Couchville Pike in Mount Juliet. The third annual Sips and Sounds of September, co-hosted by Wilson Rides, Inc. and the Mount Juliet Breakfast Rotary Club. It's a fun, relaxing end of the summer evening filled with singer-songwriters in the round, silent auction, live music, heavy hors d'oeuvres, and lots of great sips of different kinds. So, we'll continue to remind you of this. And with that, let me turn to our friends from Mount Juliet this morning. And first of all, Mayor James Maness, who is with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Now, I understand that our friend and usual contributor for Mount Juliet, Justin Beasley, is on special assignment, let's say.
That is. He's out. We'll just say he's out of town on special assignment. That's a good way of putting it.
Well, it is nice to have you with us this morning, Mayor. It's nice to have Tina Burris here, too. Tina, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman. Good morning, Mayor.
And you are affiliated with Volunteer State Bank.
That's correct.
And you want to connect the dots here for us this morning.
Go ahead, Mayor.
You can have that honor.
Well, we actually have a couple of things that kind of overlap, and I think the biggest is probably coming up here, not far off, which is Celebrate Mount Juliet Day.
Yeah.
So we have an event at, it's held at the Parks Department, or held at Charlie Daniels Parks, probably a better way of saying that, the department that puts it on. But they do a good job putting it on and making it happen. And we hold that. It's been an annual event for the last 3 or 4 years now that we've been celebrating this, and it's just a great way to get the community out and get people together, and really just celebrate the city.
All right. Now, what's the bank have to do with this?
Well, Volunteer State Bank, Sean Glover and myself are excited to be involved with this for the last 3 years. This is just a great event because we both from Mount Juliet, and we love Mount Juliet. And so we're just excited to be a part of it again. When the community met earlier this year, we looked over this event and we thought we might move the date because the last couple of years it's been in July, and we thought we would move it to September to see if it'd be a little bit cooler. So we've moved to September 7th, and also we've had the Ray Daniels Cruise In. We're going to have that again. Everybody loves that. It's a great community involvement. We've got Ray Render overseeing that, so that's going to be exciting to have the cars back. And then the third thing we wanted to make sure is that we got some wonderful local talent here. And so Wilson County's blessed to have some amazing talent, so why not showcase them? So the title of this event is Music Between the Lakes. So we're excited to have have some great talent this year. We're going to have a lot more vendors and just a lot more exciting things, and it's a good time.
So this is the third annual
Yes.
Celebrate Mount Juliet Day. And what's the date again?
September the 7th, 4 to 9.
Which is a Saturday, I believe.
Yes, sir.
So it'll be a week from Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coming up quickly.
And where again? Charlie Daniels Park?
That's correct.
Charlie Daniels Park at the amphitheater.
Right. Well, with the first two under your belt, and you're already talking about adding some more and being bigger and better. So it must have gone over fairly well and enough that you do want to continue. You feel good about it.
Yes. It's a great event. I mean, Mount Juliet's a wonderful city anyway, but just to be involved in this big event is really special for us. So we're excited and look forward to continue this.
Well, I'm just wondering, he's on special assignment right now. Will Justin be back for this?
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back in town. They always do such a good job there. Mm-hmm. Justin and Rocky and the whole team there with the Parks Department, and they're going to make sure this event goes off without a hitch. There'll be something for everybody, as we like to say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, by the way, did you have a Board of Commissioners meeting last night?
We had the best kind of meeting that you could have.
What's that?
We canceled it.
Well, we don't have any legislation to talk about, at least nothing that took place last night. Anyway,
it's one of those rare times where you have the stuff that comes out of the Planning Commission, and that's a lot of the stuff that we do for us rezones, annexations, and stuff like that to go through the Planning Commission first. We didn't have anything coming out of the Planning Commission in the last meeting. You can always kind of trend how much activity you're going to have at the Board of Commissioners meeting. When you sit there and you look at the Planning Commission, it's like, oh, everything's on consent. Okay, so they're probably not reviewing anything that's coming to the Board of Commissioners, and that's actually the way it worked out. We had very little things that we had on our agenda. We had a few things but they were not time sensitive in any way. I think the biggest one was adopting the land use for the areas that were taken into the urban growth boundary. Mm-hmm. And if you know anything about the urban growth boundary process, you're talking about a quick 2 to 3 years to get that done. So getting that land use amendment adopted was definitely not high on the radar to get that in. There's not even any interest in any annexations along with that. So there'd been some stuff staff had been tasked with that really weren't even sure how to. Like how do you plot land that doesn't have any, it's Army Corps of Engineers land, actually, but there was some rental stuff that was going on that they want to get adopted in that, and they're trying to figure out a way to legally codify that, so they needed more time on that anyway, so with some people that were traveling and stuff, so he's like, we don't really have any reason to meet Monday.
All right, we'll go to a break here in a couple of minutes. I would like to mention the Wilson County Fair, Tennessee State Fair, which you were in the parade with Mayor Jennings of Watertown and with County Mayor Randall Hutto, I believe.
That's correct.
Back of a truck, waving at the crowd.
That's right.
You enjoyed that.
Oh, we enjoy it every year getting up there. They do such a wonderful job with the fair. And, of course, attendance, we saw the numbers that come in this year really up. And I'm not surprised. Wonderful weather, the wonderful events that they put on. And, every year you go in there and you say, how do they add something more? And they continue. And we did some ribbon cuttings for some of the new stuff over in the livestock area. Just all the activities that are going on out there. Something for everybody.
Well, we go from the fair to celebrate Mount Juliet Day. And I was just thinking the way this falls, you are really kicking off. Well, actually, you're not. It's an after Labor Day celebration, I guess we'd say. Mm-hmm. But that's and Tina Burris, you mentioned that you'd held it earlier in the year, and it was the temperature was a little bit warmer. I think as we looked this week is supposed to be. I mean, last week we got a break for the fair. Now it's in 99, 100 for the next 2 or 3 days, but it's supposed to cool off this weekend. So by next weekend, when you have Celebrate Mount Juliet Day, it's probably going to be pretty typical September weather, and you're probably going to realize the type of weather that you were hoping for.
I hope so.
What time does all this begin?
Again, it starts from 4 to 9. And the Ray Daniels Cruise In, they will start cruising in and start parking their cars around 2. So they'll just come and go. This year, Rocky wanted to make sure, they were more involved, and he's moved them closer up to the event. So for all our car lovers out there, they will be on the concrete this year. So.
All right. Well, all of this coming up on the 7th of September, Saturday, September 7th. And you said the gates open or whatever, start parking cars 2 o'clock, but the official time is 4.
Yes.
4 to 9. 5 hours to celebrate Mount Juliet.
Yes, sir.
All right. And of course, your bank, Volunteer State Bank, is a sponsor, I guess the principal sponsor of this. And you're involved not only as a sponsor, but being there to help see that it's done right.
Yes, sir. And we're excited.
All right. James Maness, Mayor of Mount Juliet, and Tina Burrows with Volunteer State Bank are my guests this morning. We're going to take a break right here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Absolute Kubota. High performance, high horsepower, 0% financing is still a thing. Now is the best time to save on new Kubota L-Series tractors, rated number 1 for durability and owner experience in the U.S. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. A couple of accidents still getting some attention out here. Here's what we're seeing. Heavy traffic now developing 65 north up through Spring Hill, coming up from Williamson County. It's crowded right now, leaving Murfreesboro on the interstate on 24 westbound as you head on into the Antioch area all the way up to Bell Road. 65 starting to pick up with more volume minute by minute here southbound through Millersville. Hey, whether you need a new roof repair, roof inspection, make it independent roofing specialist. Check out their website, irsroofs.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
Where a patient starts their cancer care matters. And here, that means Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, Wilson County. It's Vanderbilt level care without making the drive to Nashville. From screening to diagnosis to treatment and recovery, patients can get all the care they need right here close to home. So now, having the best care team and most advanced treatment is closer than ever. Vanderbilt Ingram Cancer Center, making cancer care personal.
Thanks for joining us here on a Tuesday morning. Our program brought to you by Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital, and we do feature City of Mount Juliet a couple of times a month, and it's usually on the second, fourth Tuesdays of the month. And this morning we do have Mayor James Maness with us, and we have Tina Burrows with Volunteer State Bank. She is a branch manager. Where's your branch?
In Mount Juliet on Lebanon Road.
All right. And how long you been doing this?
I've been in banking for 21 years, but I've been with Volunteer State Bank for 3 years.
But you're here because you are helping celebrate Mount Juliet Day be a reality, the third annual one. And again, coming up on Saturday, September the 7th.
Yes.
Charlie Daniels Park, 4 to 9 p.m.
That's good.
Now, we haven't talked an awful lot. We have generally, but might get a little bit more specific about what's happening at 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock.
Oh, wow. We've got, we're going to have local artists and talent here in Wilson County showcased. We're going to have 27 vendors. We're going to have extra inflatables just this year for the kids. Rocky's made a point to make sure they're going to be manned to keep the lines down for the kids. Again, I mentioned Renders overseeing the cruise in, so that's going to be a really big part and big fun. There's just going to be, here like you just said, we just came off the fair. There's going to be a lot of good food there again, so that, everybody likes the food. We'll have fireworks. It's just going to be a wonderful event.
Any particular entertainment? You got anybody going to be playing music? Or?
There's 4 local, Ava Page, James,
Paul Aldridge. Sweet in 3.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sweet and 3.
Sweet in 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Rusty Sweet.
Yep.
Yes.
And Cherie Hef.
He heads that. He's from here. He heads that up. He plays a lot of different places.
And we've also got Cherie Hefner.
Yes.
All right. So all of that, and we haven't. Is this free? Or do
Yes, it's totally free.
you don't have to buy a ticket to get in.
No, come out and bring
That's
your family.
probably where the bank comes in. Take care of a few things that a ticket would take care of
That's
if
right.
we didn't have you as a sponsor.
That's right.
Yeah,
We're
okay.
excited.
Well, you mentioned Rocky. Rocky's been on a program here a time or two. He is a live wire.
Yes.
Any stories you want to tell about him this morning?
Oh, my
I bet
goodness.
James does, but maybe he can't.
Oh, and I tell you, we'll have Rocky up sometimes there at the commission meeting to speak about things, and you never leave there wondering if he really shared how he felt about the situation.
So he has a leading role in all of this.
Absolutely.
Celebrating Mount Juliet.
Couldn't do it without him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, he's probably part of the celebration.
Yes, he is. He is the celebrate. Yes.
That man has worked for years. His fingerprints are all over those parks. Him and he was telling me one day how him and just some others just went to another city and saw that amphitheater, and they just came back and built one.
Wow.
And it's just the history and the effort and the labor that Rocky Lee has put in to making that park system what it is today. And, he's respected. His crews respect him, the work ethic that they have, what they do. And a lot of people don't realize the Parks Department runs the parks, but they're the ones the city calls on when they need something done, offices moved or something rearranged or all the public right-of-way mowing. It's parks crews that take care of that, and they work hard. And, it's been a hot summer, too, out there mowing. So,
And then all that is under Rocky's direction.
it is.
Yeah,
It is.
Okay. Well, you better hang on to him.
Indeed.
don't want to see him go to any greener pastures. But you probably might not could drive him away. I'm not sure.
Hopefully not. Rocky is Mount Juliet's Parks and the city of Mount Juliet, through and through.
James, what you mentioned the. I forgot what we called it, but the boundary thing.
Urban growth boundary.
Yes, urban growth boundary. Is that a problem or any sticky situation involving that, really?
The only sticky situation I got into the urban growth boundary was, how should I say it? Maybe social media exaggerated a little bit. The city of Mount Juliet's coming, and they're out to annex you, and I sat there in some of the meetings. This is going back a while. Me and the lady now, we get along great. But she come up there and she says, "You will not take my farm." And I was like, "I don't want your farm." I was like, "I'm sure it's a nice farm and all, but to me, my vision has always been this: you concentrate on what you've got. You don't try to expand your city limits into taking everything in. To me, the cost of the infrastructure to get into municipal sprawl is one of the things I think a lot of cities are going to struggle with in the future, is providing. It's all nice, the infrastructure and stuff, once something new is built, and it's developers that are bringing that in, but that's all got to be maintained. That those free roads, those free sewer pipes, that free sidewalk, curb and gutter, it's going to fall back to somebody else to maintain it. And if we are not careful as municipalities and be very selective as to what we're doing, we get expanding and sprawling out there. It's going to create a financial situation that somebody is going to have to deal with in the future.
What you're obligating yourself when you annex. You're obligating
Correct.
yourself for that particular area for certain things, maybe within a period of time, and you're expected to come up with that. So,
Correct.
If you don't want to do that, don't annex.
Yeah, we had one, and it was somewhat tightly debated at the city when it's a beautiful neighborhood that they were proposing to build. But my argument was always this is going to be right outside of what our fire department can easily cover, and we don't want to Wednesday open a fire station, and on Monday do a vote that's going to be right outside of its coverage area and make it almost obsolete. And, opening a fire station, we got a groundbreaking coming up most likely next month. Those are about $8 million endeavors right now to build a new station and stuff, get them up, and that's not even including the staffing.
Well, under your time as mayor, you've seen a lot of growth. You've seen change. You've seen your fire department. Didn't that actually start while you were mayor, or was that previous?
Well, previous when I was first elected, our only coverage was provided by WEMA, and I like to tell people that was the same agreement. I believe it was 1986, and I'll point out I was in fourth grade in '86. So it's in 1986 when it was signed, and the city was significantly smaller. When I first got into office, the city of Mount Juliet was about 24,000, with the same level of staffing as we did in 1986, and no plans or ability to expand that or grow it. So after many weeks of debating and negotiations and everything else, it's just kind of like I remember being off work around Christmas time and just sitting up basically all night in a recliner and just trying to arriving at the decision. We've got nowhere to go but to create a Mount Juliet Fire Department, and they were a lot of people that deserve credit for just kind of surrounding me with good insight, because I knew there was a hose and I knew you wanted water to go in one end and out the other, but that was about the extent of my knowledge of what we were trying to get into. And fortunately for me, there were a lot of people that could kind of catch me up to speed so I could somewhat speak intelligently on the subject. That's debatable how intelligent it is, but there were a lot of people that really surrounded me and helped get that off the ground. And we passed that back in 2012 and opened up in 2013. So we're just now going into our 11th year. Mm-hmm. So that same station that was serving us, that was originally a Mount Juliet volunteer department before WEMA took over, was still in service. And that's down up beside City Hall, and that's our third station, our original station, I guess is the best way to put it. We'll be replacing that with a new station. And it's just, it serves its purpose, but it's difficult to recruit and get. We've got two basically new stations, but we've also got this other, basically a pole barn that's been around since the 70s, 80s or so. We don't come, work in there or work in here. It's a recruiting issue, so we've got to address that, and we are.
Tina, have you been around to see most of this that he's talking about?
I have. We moved here in 77, and so I've watched it become, just the amazing city that it is. So, yes, beautiful city, and I feel safe, and this was a place I wanted to raise my children and continue to see other lives changed.
All right, we've got about 3 minutes left to start, I guess now, reiterate what we did in the beginning here. You're going to have Celebrate Mount Juliet Day, and it's coming up on Saturday, September the 7th at Charlie Daniels Park, starting at 4 o'clock, going to 9 o'clock, 5 big hours of celebration with parking beginning at 2 p.m. And Volunteer State Bank is one of the prime sponsor, the big cheese in this one, right? and I know Mayor James Manis that you appreciate this, because, as we said before, it's free, no admission charge, and thanks to the generosity of the bank for being a sponsor there.
Definitely, and without sponsors like Volunteer State Bank, we wouldn't be able to do these things, and we're very appreciative for everything that they do for the community. And anytime you call on them, they're more than willing to step up and make something happen for the citizens.
But really, a time of celebration, but something for everybody. Every family member, even the little ones, there'll be something there for them to come and enjoy.
That's correct, all the way down from splash pad to foam. Mm-hmm. Was it the foam pits that they get those kids go in there? Face paintings, you name it. There's going to be something for everyone. And
some good. And what about something to eat? We haven't talked much about that.
Oh yes, there'll be lots of local food there. Plenty to choose from. Rocky wanted to make sure we had extra this year to keep the lines down. We've just tried to really make it a more pleasant experience, going from the temperature to the food. Yeah. and extra vendors. So we listened. So.
All right, Saturday, September the 7th, and that is a week from this Saturday, of course. And temperatures probably going to be a little bit cooler than they are this week, and it sounds like a time for a good time. Now, I don't know how much football will have to do with this. It is football time in Tennessee, but you're not going to let that interfere too much.
Hope not.
Anything else from either one of you? We covered it pretty well.
I think, as always, you've done a fine job here on it. And, the city of Mount Juliet, we're there. We're a thriving, safe place to come shop anytime you want to. And we got a lot to offer for everybody who wants to pay us a visit.
Well, we certainly are honored, Mayor, when you choose to be with us. Most of the time, we depend on Justin Beasley to tell us what's happened at the Board of Commissioners meeting and whatever else is going on. And I must say, he is a good cheerleader. There's no question about that. But nice to have you with us today. And Tina Burris, thank you for being with us. And no doubt, everybody in the City Fathers especially appreciate sponsorship of Volunteer State Bank here. All right. Well, that is part one of Coleman and Company, and of course, we are always happy to talk about Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. And next week we'll have a medical professional, and our regulars our regular format. It features the hospital and a medical professional, and then the city of Mount Juliet. That's the way we alternate throughout each month, and it's working. Well, anyway, part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more. Stay right here, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by Bates Ford and the Lifetime Brake Pad Guarantee. With the purchase of a brake service, replacement brake pads will be provided at no cost for as long as the customer owns the vehicle. Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Here's what we're seeing. Heavy traffic now, 65 northbound, coming out of Murray County into Williamson County, just trying to get up through Spring Hill. It's loading up pretty good over here in Hermitage, Donaldson on 40 West, working your way towards Donaldson Pike as that traffic gets even heavier by the minute coming off that ramp from Vietnam Vets onto 65 southbound. That's a lot of that Hendersonville, Sumner County traffic arriving in that area. Hey, whether you need a new roof repair, check out irsroofs.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Welcome to Hearthside Senior Living, Lebanon's unique senior living community designed for seniors to age in place, all within a safe, comfortable, and Christian environment. Beautiful retirement homes designed for an independent lifestyle with maintenance-free living. Hearthside Senior Living also continues the excellent tradition of assisted living for those seniors who need additional services. Hearthside Senior Living, an independent retirement community and assisted living community, all on one campus in the heart of Lebanon. Call 615-443-1994 for a tour.
Sunny and hot conditions will continue for today with afternoon highs in the upper 90s. Clear tonight, lows in the upper 60s, and then sunny with highs around 100 for our Wednesday. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your Severe View forecast, I'm Storm Specialist Drew Richards.
We welcome you to part two of Coleman and Company. It is a Tuesday, and Sean Dozier is here representing Hearthside Senior Living. Sean's their executive director. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
It just wouldn't be Tuesday without.
Well, I enjoy always being here on Tuesday. It's going to be hot today, going to be hot for the next couple of days. The residents at Hearthside stay indoors.
Yeah.
They don't use the porches as often, but it's going to be a great week.
Sean, executive director of Hearthside Senior Living, a retirement and assisted living community at 215 Castle Heights Avenue North, right here in Lebanon. We say it's Hearthside when it's time for a helping hand. You help a lot of people.
Well, we do. In fact, yesterday we had a tour. A lady came in. Her parents are at the stage where they need a helping hand, like you say, and we gave her a tour, and they're going to come in later this week to look at it. We're licensed for 49. We have 44 rooms, but we're licensed for 49, so we can take couples that need that assistance, and we've had several couples over the years who've utilized Hearthside, and this couple has gotten to a point kind of at the same stage of their life where they need additional help, and she was telling us about their story, and they sound like very interesting people, and so we're looking forward to meet them, and we've got a short wait list, but hopefully we can get them in rather quickly. And I always enjoy having couples there, and they really do enjoy being together. Sometimes we have couples that sit at different tables for breakfast, lunch, and dinner just to have a little break from each other, So some couples like to be together. My in-laws, they were there together. They sat together. But some couples, they need a little break. Yeah. So we have the gentleman sits at the men's table, and the lady sits with some other ladies. So that gives them a little break from each other. That's just life. Sometimes I've been married 27 years. We need a break sometimes. So that's just the way it is, and we'll give them a tour later this week, and hopefully they'll move in soon.
Well, what about your retirement community? It's full.
It's full. We, in fact, we sold one a month ago, and they're closing on their house in September, and they'll be moving in to 404 Dudley, and we've painted it, and we've got new flooring, and redid the landscaping. It looks like a whole new house, and they're going to move in, and they're going to enjoy it. They're a great couple. They've moved from Del Webb. They've been there several years, and they wanted to downsize and be a part of more of a retirement community, one story. We have a 3-bedroom home they're moving into, and we have a long waiting list for those homes. We could build several more, and we're thinking about it. We continue to get people who are interested in that concept, and they love the concept. They love the idea of moving to a safe, comfortable, and Christian environment, we like to say, and they can leave it and go and travel and come back, and it's all right there taken care of. We have a maintenance director on site that they can call really 24/7 and get what they need, and it's just a popular concept, and it's continuing to grow.
Well, that's you in a way are asking for a lot, but you're able to provide that in the way you've got this set up.
Yeah, we do. We from the very beginning. Actually, from the very beginning, they looked at some condos and some townhomes, but then they decided to go to these 2- and 3-bedroom homes, and I'm glad they did, because these one-story homes are very popular. There's no stairs. You walk directly in the kitchen. You walk directly in the foyer, and people like that idea of not having any stairs. And the way it's designed is just perfect. The 2 bedrooms and the master bedroom and the open floor plan with the kitchen and dining room and living room all together. Several of them have a sunroom. So it's an open concept, and those services we provide at the independent living really is just maintenance, but that goes a long way for people. They don't have to change a light bulb. They don't have to change a filter. They don't have to do their landscaping. If something breaks, like a refrigerator or a microwave, we replace it. So all that is included in that concept. So it's gained in popularity, Coleman. When we first built it back in 2010, they tell me it took a while to get the concept going, and they made some deals. Now we don't have to make deals. People just want to move in, and it's great.
There's one other little factor there, too. If you remember 2008, when we had the decline in the economy.
Yes, 2010.
And that had an effect on that, too. But once this thing really took off, it's just been like gangbusters.
It really has. When I came on board in 2018, there was 2 houses left to sell, and I came on board at the right time because they sold rather quickly.
Well, I hope that you can get some more.
I do too. We're working on that, and we've got a meeting here soon to talk about future plans and whether we add on to the assisted living or whether we build more homes. I think I know the future's bright for Hearthside.
Well, I guess it's time for a Hearthside Hello.
Well, you've got some guests waiting behind me, so I guess they're ready to roll. If you were at the senior fair on Tuesday night, which was, by the way, it was perfect weather. I'm glad it wasn't today. Last Tuesday was perfect weather. We enjoyed it so much. But anyway, at the senior fair, Regina Waller was passing out fruit tea. So if you had fruit tea at the senior fair last Tuesday at the fair, she was the one passing out the fruit tea from Lebanon Health and Rehab. She listens to your show. She drives in from Hartsville every day, so she gets a chance to hear you, gets a chance to hear us talking. And so Regina Waller is our Hearthside Hello today.
Well, Regina Waller, thanks for listening, and
we enjoyed that fruit tea last week.
Right. Well, Sean, if people want to come see you, you welcome them. When COVID changed everything for a while, but I think we're past.
We're way past it. Yeah, people come in and
for people to come see.
I love people just to show up. That's the best way to do it. Just show up and see what's going on, and I promise you'll see a wonderful community and residents. Most of the time happy, and the staff working and taking care of our residents, and you would be very pleased at what you see. So come by. You can call us at 615-443 1994, or you can check our website at hearthsideliving.com.
All right. See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
When next Tuesday, of course, will be the
I'll
day
be here,
after
though.
Labor
I'll be
Day,
here.
but, well, I hope to be, too. Sean Dozier, Executive Director, Hearthside Senior Living, 215 Castle Heights Avenue North. We're about 22 before the hour, and it's time for us to talk about celebrating 225 years for Wilson County. And ladies first this morning. Sue Venata, good morning to you.
Good morning. And I thought you said that's Jerry McFarland's birthday. Did you say that? Did you say that's Jerry McFarland's 225th birthday?
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You're so kind.
Start this morning with a laugh.
And we have another gentleman that's with us this morning.
Scott Sagers.
Scott's
in charge of Fiddler's Grove there, Coleman.
And Scott's good to see you again. You've been here at least a couple of times.
Yes, sir. It's good to see you again, Coleman.
And we appreciate, even though I had to think twice to come up with your name this morning, but and a little help here. But anyway, we're glad to have all three of you. And I guess the time of celebration's getting closer every day, Jerry.
It is, Coleman. It is. And I would like to, I heard Mayor Manus on earlier, and I'd like to kind of kick off by talking about Mount Jude. Just a brief moment. Spoke last night with Rufus Page at Circle P Ranch down in Mount Jude, and on the second weekend of October, they're having their big, for lack of a better term, homecoming or doodah, and they're having lunch on the grounds and gospel singing, and then when our birthday anniversary comes up 2 weeks later, they're going to bring all their people up here. So they're going to transition to Fiddler's Grove, and we got Scott with us. He's going to position everybody there at the Grove, and we'll have gospel singing and old time music, if you will. So,
yeah. Well, I'm going to call on Sue. Give us a progress report. There's a lot of things in the works, and it's been going for since that first meeting, I believe, was either May or June when things kind of got rolling. And Scott, you were there and had you and Jerry actually pretty much led the meeting that I was able to attend over at the courthouse. Ever since then, though, the ball's been rolling. And where are we right now?
It's really rolling, Coleman, and it's so exciting. It's hard to believe that the county's 225 years old.
Yeah.
I know you remember Johnny Knowles. He and I kicked off the 200th celebration in 1999. So it's exciting to do this again. Everything's moving good. We've got a lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm from the community. Of course, we did a print. Phil Ponder did a print of the courthouse, and all the county commissioners bought one. And I have one this morning. I'll show you. Mr. Ponder signed and dated all 25 for the county commissioners, and their initials are on the sidewalk. He put all of the commissioners' initials there. That's the first 25.
He never leaves out anything.
He does not. He's very detailed.
Yeah.
The next 50, we've done 50 more, and we only have 11 of those left. And after they sell, we're doing another 25. So all total, we will do 100 of the prints for the 225th celebration of the Wilson County Courthouse. And Susie's dad built this courthouse. She was talking about it this morning before we came on the air. So
Richard Hunt.
Right. I worked for Richard Hunt when I first moved to Lebanon, Tennessee. Great man. I enjoyed working for him.
He was a mover and shaker.
Yes, he was. He was. But there's just so much going on and so many people getting involved. And I talked to Mr. James E. Ward's daughter last week, and she's coming from Huntsville, Alabama.
Well, how nice.
Isn't that nice? And her sister, if she's able, she's going to come. So it's going to be a big event with a kickoff at 10 a.m., with the dedication of a monument at 2, and between Jerry and Scott and myself and Diane Weathers, who, by the way, didn't want to drive to Lebanon at 7:30 this morning. So good morning, Diane. So I'll turn it over to these guys. They're doing all the work. I'm just talking about it.
Well, Scott, we didn't let you say much. What what's your involvement in this? I know you've got a leading role. You're just if you take on something, you give it all you got. I've already found that out about you.
I appreciate that, and it's good to see you again this morning, Coleman. Usually whenever I'm here, I'm talking about everything from cast iron cooking to mule shows to who knows what kind of crazy stuff. But when Jerry called me back in January about the 225th anniversary, I was already aware of it, and it happened I knew it was coming up on a Saturday. So on Saturday, October the 26th, we're inviting the entire community to come out and see us out at Fiddler's Grove. The county commission, in their wisdom, have greatly been generous to make sure that we can put on a really great event for everybody. Thursday and Friday prior to the Saturday event, so the 24th and the 25th, we're going to have every fourth grade student in Wilson County come visit Fiddler's Grove as part of this kickoff. And we'll have all of the Lebanon Special School District kids, all the Wilson County kids coming through on those 2 days. And they're going to get a preview of what we're going to do on Saturday, which is basically have the Grove open with all of our demonstrators and all of our volunteers and music and cultural arts, and have a tour set up that's very easy for them to follow. We'll be able to put this little card in their hand. It gives them exactly where they'll go inside Fiddler's Grove, and then on the front of it there will be a little QR code that will give them a link to all the information that they've got that they'll get to see. So it's a very easy, convenient way for them to visit Fiddler's Grove and really learn 225 years of our history.
Any particular reason you chose the fourth grade?
Because of the Tennessee standards for history. That's when the kids are really digging into history here in Tennessee. It helps them come and experience it firsthand. So they're sitting down to do their testing in the fall, in the spring. They'll have that fresh in their head of coming to see us and actually see it with their own eyes.
Yeah. Well, we're going to a break in about a minute here. But Jerry, are you pleased with where we are and everything to your satisfaction?
Coleman, I am. I certainly am. And of course, as following up with Scott there, when the fourth graders get through with their tour and get stamped off with their little passport, they will be given a souvenir of the brochure of the county, and has the history on the back of the county from the history, geographic area, the agriculture, education, churches, and just all the different things there that they can take home. And it's an educational thing for them.
In a nutshell, sort of.
Absolutely, sir.
A sheet of paper that's printed on two sides there.
That is correct.
And you'll even autograph one of them if they want.
I'll sign it for $2, yes, sir. But you got to bring $2 bills.
Jerry McFarland, Colonel Jerry McFarland, Scott Sellier, Sue Burnett are with us. It's time for us to take a break. This is Coleman and Company.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by our friends at Absolute Kubota. High performance, high horsepower, 0% financing is still a thing. Now is the best time to save on new Kubota L-Series tractors, rated #1 for durability and owner experience in the U.S. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They're working with an accident on Rivergate Parkway right there at I-65 in Goodlettsville. It does have some injuries. Hamilton Church Road at Murfreesboro, Pike, and Antioch trying to clean that wreck up out of that intersection. Still a little bit slow there at Eazell Pike at Citation Drive over near the airport on the scene of that earlier collision. Just trying to clean up some debris left over from that crash. Still heavy 65 north trying to get up through Spring Hill. Princess Hot Chicken has new items on their new menu, princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Are you facing a challenging time that you need help navigating? Well, look no further than your local law firm of Kane & Crowell. At the offices of Kane & Crowell, we understand the complexities that come with family law matters. Whether you're going through a divorce, working through child custody or support matters, or needing a will or trust drafted to protect your family assets for future generations. Kane & Crowell, 615-784-4800. Your local leaders in family law matters.
The refreshing cool after coming in from a hot summer day. The perfect temperature to kick off your shoes and relax with a good book. When the weather heats up, a new Rheem AC system will surround your family in total comfort. Are you feeling it? Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
And welcome to our final segment of Coleman and Company here on a Tuesday morning. Colonel Jerry McFarland is with us, or should I say County Commissioner Jerry McFarland.
I answered anything, Coleman. Right. Thank you very much.
Scott Salyers is with us, affiliated with Fiddler's Grove and other things. And, of course, I think everybody in Wilson County knows Sue Venata. If you've ever been to the Chamber of Commerce, she was the executive director, She might have had 2 or 3 different titles over the years. How many years were you there?
23.
23 years. So.
My goal was to stay longer than Laura Bentley did, and she was there 17, so I did it.
But what we're here to talk about is the celebration of Wilson County, 225 years, and this is coming up when? What's the day?
October 26th.
October the 26th. This is a Saturday.
That is correct, sir.
And we'll be at the James E. Ward Ag Center, the fairgrounds, and in particular, is most of the celebration really centered over at Fiddler's Grove, Scott?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Fiddler's Grove is roughly 11 acres that's sectioned off inside the James E. Ward Ag Center. And when there's a collection of over 50 some odd historic buildings and then another 10 support buildings, pavilions, event places. And one of those in particular, our brand new, beautiful FFA 4-H building is going to serve as kind of the hub where folks will be welcomed in. There will be displays there that Jerry's been helping get everybody together for every one of the smaller communities that have made up Wilson County over these 225 years. And, all of us know about Watertown and Lebanon and Mount Juliet, but, what about Dodo Bird or Possum Town or Bellwood or all these other folks and places that maybe don't even exist as a place on the map anymore, but they'll all be represented in that hall there at the 4-H building. And then folks can pick up the tour from there and then enjoy all of Fiddler's Grove, all of the music stages, the food trucks that we'll have there, all that fun stuff.
Well, we're helping to get the word out. And this, I believe, is the 3rd time that you have been here to talk about this. I think that's right.
I think that's correct. And we're going to try to book a couple more.
And we want, 225 years, that's a long time. None of us, of course, were around. All we know is kind of what we've been told, but we do have people like Jerry McFarland, who is our county historian, who brings out things that we wouldn't know otherwise, and that's what a lot of this is really all about. And what's the overall reaction? Has it been really good?
Very positive, absolutely positive. And one of the things I'm not sure that we mentioned is what we commonly call the fairgrounds is actually the James Ward Agricultural Center. It was dedicated as that back in the early days, and we'll rededicate that with a monument. 2:00. Governor's supposed to be here. All the mayors are supposed to be at 2:00 on the 26th of October, and we also will be talking about our courthouse. This is the painting you see is the 5th courthouse that Wilson County has had, and that courthouse is 56 years old as of right now. So, and it's outgrown itself. We have people, county employees in other buildings in the general vicinity of the courthouse, but we have souvenir of the original courthouse. We found have reprinted 2,000 of these, and they'll be available as long as it lasts, free to the public to come by.
You brought me one. Is this mine?
That's yours, sir, yes.
That's really nice. I remember that so well because we were broadcasting the actual dedication ceremony, and I was up the hall on the control board when this all happened, and I still remember Jim Bill McIntyre, who was a Church of Christ minister, who gave the dedication address that day, and it's been pointed out of the quarterly court members who were known as squires back then, and there were 50 of them. Then we had 2 for each of the 25 districts, and only one of them is still living. Now, is that kind of a secret, or does it's a good trivia question, I guess, but
let's use it as a trivia question. But that person will be there the day of the event, and at 2:00 that day, we are unveiling a monument that it will be located. If you drive into the Expo Center, to the right of the Expo Center, there's 3 flags, and it'll be in front of the flags. We're unveiling a monument, and we found the original resolution where those 50 commissioners voted to purchase the land, name it the James E. Ward Agricultural Center. So that will be on this monument, and that person is invited to come and unveil it. And also, I talked to Mr. James E. Ward's daughter. Her name is Sarah, but she told me she goes by Sassy. Yeah. And she will be there with her husband and her 2 sons. And her sister is in assisted living in Mount Juliet, Miss Rosie. And if she's able, she's going to be there. So we're very excited about this coming.
Absolutely. Well, and again, I think what you're doing for the 4th graders is really wonderful. You want to mention that again, Scott?
Yeah, we've got Fiddler's Grove is beyond a collection of buildings. It's really a collection of dedicated volunteers and staff that really brings the history of Wilson County to life for our visitors. We just did it for over 860,000 folks for the fair, and we're getting ready to do it for 2,000 school kids in a very personal way. They'll get a chance to come in, tour the entire grove, and we'll have stations set up throughout where they'll get to encounter things like heritage crafts such as broom making, basket weaving, spinning wool, blacksmithing, all these things that are true to our history, but also skills and crafts that can take these kids into the future as well. So with all the folks that we've had influx into Wilson County, I'm one of them. I moved here about 12 years ago. One of the first things I did when I hit the ground, because it's Tennessee, the volunteer state, was I started to volunteer at Fiddler's Grove. And now, I'm very involved with everything that happens out there. And I tell people all the time, if there's 2 things in this county that you can do to get to understand who Wilson County really is, and the place that they've chosen to call home, it's listen to your show, number 1. That was the first thing I did. And then go to Fiddler's Grove, number 2. Because, if you want to know about Tater Peeler Road, like why is that road called that? Or if you want to know about Dodo Bird that we were talking about with Diane Weathers, or you want to, any of these things, that history is all on full display. So when those kids get to come through there, that's really, for many of them, their first exposure to that concept. The idea that Wilson County is that old, that it has that much to offer, and things they can use that in their own future.
And the thing about it, if we don't point this out, it can be lost. So much can just go by the wayside, fall by the wayside, and never be remembered again.
I tell people that history is a relay race, and if one person fails to grab that baton and pass to the next one, you cannot win that race.
One of the things that has changed so much in my lifetime, when I was younger, much younger, a little boy and growing up, every little community just about had a store, a general merchandise store, and they were all over the place. Jerry, you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I guess the thing that maybe mostly is nearest to that today would probably be the Dollar General store, perhaps. But general merchandise, you just you almost anything.
You could get anything at a general merchandise store.
And of course, back then, cold drinks were a nickel.
Those places are still out there too. We've got 2 of them in Fiddler's Grove. We've got the Deadman store from out off of Swindle Hollow. We also have the Stringtown General store. Yeah. But we encourage people to go out and experience the history that's still alive here in Wilson County. Every time I go out to see Jerry out in Possumtown, I stop and get a bologna sandwich right there at the general store. If I go to Noreen, I stop and I get something there. These folks are still here. It's still really active. It's not just the big corporate folks to get to sell that.
All right. Well, Jerry, you said the response has been very positive, so that does mean a lot of people are looking forward to this. A lot of people are participating. But for those maybe who haven't joined the cause, what is there left to do, or it's a county-wide celebration here, 225 years.
That is correct. We're going to have probably either the final meeting or next to the final meeting on the 5th of October. I'm sorry, 5th of next month, September. 5th of September in the courthouse, up in the courthouse chambers. We have a group of about 50 that's doing this, putting it together, and they'll be there. Anybody out there in your listening area that would like to come, hey, I've got an old tractor, I got a team of mules, I'd like to bring them out. We'd love for them to come up and sit in on that meeting and tell us what they're doing and be a part of this. That's all what our history is about. And one more thing I'd like to share. There's a gentleman here in town that has a lot of corn shellers, and George McDonald, who we know is Farmer of the Year and probably the best farmer it's ever been, is row cropping. He is going to donate to us a pickup truckload of corn, and we're going to have the kids shell that corn. And if we can get that rascal David Denny to cook, we're going to have some hot water cornbread cakes to serve. We're talking about from farm to table here, farm to table, something the old timers had to do, and that's what we're going to try to present there also.
Sue, you haven't talked an awful lot this morning. What would you like to add to what hasn't already been said?
Well, one thing I would like to add, when we celebrated the 200th anniversary of Wilson County, Tom Grant did a song. He wrote a song about Wilson County, and we have a copy of that song. But we're trying to locate some children. He had a group from Lakeview Elementary School that sang with him that song. So if anyone's listening and they know anyone that was on that was probably, I think it was the 3rd or 4th grade at that time, and that would be 25 years ago. So if anyone's listening, if they know anyone that sang with Tom Grant, please get in touch with the radio station, with me, Jerry, Scott. We'd love to have some of them out there. I just think it'd be great to have Tom and some of those grown-ups now out there for that
They'd
event.
probably be in their early 30s, wouldn't they?
They would be, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, great idea. What else do you need anybody else other than what we've already said here? Is there more things to do, or has everybody pretty much got their assignment and it's just a matter of continuing till then?
We're looking for some additional music groups to come and play on the different stages at different times of the day. We're trying to get those folks rounded up at this time. Also, we're trying to get the number of volunteers together so we can have feeding quickly on the grounds and get them back on station. So those are just some of the things we're working at, the logistical portion.
And there are thousands of opportunities that if folks just want to be there and help in any capacity, like Jerry had mentioned, we're going to feed all of our volunteers and a T-shirt and things like that so they're recognizable. That takes a lot of organization and people. So even simple administrative tasks, we can use people in any capacity. It'd be great to have them.
And the date for this again is what?
October the 26th, starting at 10 o'clock.
26.
Kickoff.
10 o'clock.
And we do have the doo-wops coming at 11:30. And everybody here in Lebanon and probably throughout Wilson County know who the doo-wops are. They bring a crowd. So
they go back a while.
They go back a while. No.
Jerry probably hum you a couple of bars if you want this work on your radio.
Well, thank the three of you for being with us and for all you're doing to help us remember 225 years. Sue Bonetta, thanks for being with us.
Thank you,
Coleman.
Colin.
Colonel Jerry McFarland.
Thank you very much,
Jerry. Anything you want?
No, sir. Anybody that would like to come to the meeting on the 5th of next month and say, hey, I've got something that I think is a big contribution to the event, feel free to come to the courthouse.
I am working on a list of all the people that have worked at WCOR, WANT.
Great.
I might be able to contribute that if y'all
Fantastic.
would like that. With the help of Woody McMillan, and he's all over me to get this done, so I'm working on it. Well, our time's up. Thanks for joining us. Please listen tomorrow. Till then, I wish you a terrific day.